Good evening. My name is Atia Gradick, and today I will be presenting to you the evolution of basketball. L1 is one of the many phrases that you might hear today if you were to walk in a gym. And it's all thanks to Dr. James Naismith, who created this competitive game that we play. You should listen to this speech because basketball is one of the four major sports that is played in America today, along with hockey, baseball, and football. Basketball has become popularly known because of the different competitive levels that there is in this sport and because of the players that play within them. At the age of 6, I gained a love for the sport of basketball because I watched my brother play it, my cousins play it, and my dad coach it for many years. And I have been playing ever since. My main points. First, I will discuss the creation of the game of basketball. Second, I will explain the expansion of basketball to the collegiate level. And finally, I will talk about the NBA and how it has made basketball known all over the globe. The sport of basketball is enjoyed and known worldwide. Dr. James Naismith created the game of basketball in 1891. Dr. Naismith was a YMCA instructor tasked with the task of creating a winter sport for the students in his camp. According to thepeoplehistory.com, he was tasked with also creating a safe indoor sport as well. Along with the sport, he created 13 rules. Surprisingly, some of those 13 rules are still applied today. When he first organized the game, he tied peach baskets to the balconies of the gymnasium. And he used soccer balls as what we know today as basketballs. When he first named the game of basketball, he named the game basketball, made it 2 words, basket and then ball. Now we know it as all as one word. The kids that he originally taught the game to loved the game so much that they wanted to spread it worldwide and around the different states to many different children. So, after they learned the game, they went out and taught different children the game, and that's how it spread. Unfortunately, after Naismith's death, the rules began to grow. The students that learned the game added to the 13 rules that Naismith already had in place, according to basketballforcoaches.com. The first game of basketball was played in Springfield, Massachusetts. According to massmoments.org, in 1894 was when the peach baskets were removed and replaced with wire baskets. Also in that year, basketballs were invented, so they no longer use soccer balls as basketballs. And lastly, in this year, playing with 10 people on the court was implemented. So 5 on one team and 5 on the other. And that is how we play it today. Now that I've talked about the creation of basketball, I will now move on to the collegiate basketball realm. Shortly after Naismith developed the game of basketball, he brought it to colleges. According to NCAA.org, the first collegiate game was played on February 1895. The game was between Hamline and Minnesota State School of Agriculture. But the first game that was played with 5 people on each team was Iowa versus Chicago. Collegiate basketball evolved so much that minorities of the sport began to get recognition. In 1957, a tournament was created for the smaller schools and colleges that did not make it into the big NCAA tournament. And also, in 1966, the first all-black team played their first game and then won the championship. This was a big moment in NCAA history. Now that we have learned about collegiate basketball and some of the historic moments that occurred in NCAA history. I will go on and talk about the big league, the NBA. The Basketball Association of America and the National Basketball League merged to form the NBA. Even though they had their differences, they came together to form this big league that we have now, the NBA, according to History.com. As I said previously, these two organizations were rivals. The BAA, Basketball Association of America, had connections with the bigger states such as New York and Georgia, while the NBL had connections with the smaller states. Back then in the NBA, there were only 17 teams. Now today, there are 30. The NBA so proudly produced many big names and some of the best players we have ever seen in our time. This helped get the NBA's name out and about worldwide. Players like Michael Jordan, Kobe Bryant, and LeBron James have single-handedly advertised and gained the support and also made the name of the NBA known all around. Basketball is adored worldwide, not only in the United States, where it was originally created, but in every country. So my main points to review. I've talked about the creation of basketball by Dr. Naismith. I've talked about the collegiate basketball and the creation of it from the creation of basketball. And lastly, I've talked about the big league, the NBA. A single idea changed the sports world forever. It was the idea of Dr. James Naismith. This is just to prove that we can do whatever we put our minds to do, just like Dr. James Naismith did over 200 years ago. Thank you.